a hidden paradise locked beyond the frozen wastes of the Arctic, where the sun never sets. Giants roam in harmony with gods, and secrets older than civilization itself lie buried in the ice. This is Hyperborea, a lost world that's tantalized explorers, mystics, and truth seekers for thousands of years. What if I told you this isn't just a myth, but a clue to a forgotten chapter of humanity's story? A land of eternal light, impossible wonders, and mysteries that could rewrite everything we know. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will blow your mind and keep you up at night wondering, is Hyperborea real? Before we unravel this enigma, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this wild ride. This is the kind of story that'll have you texting your friends to watch it too. Why Hyperborea will haunt you. Hyperborea isn't just a name, it's a siren call from the edge of the world. The ancient Greeks described it as a utopia beyond the north wind, a realm where the Hyperboreans, think towering, godlike beings, lived in a state of pure bliss. No sickness, no war, no death, just endless spring, bathed in eternal sunlight, where music, art, and divine wisdom flowed like rivers. Imagine a place so perfect that even Apollo, the god of prophecy, ditched Mount Olympus to chill there every winter, arriving on a chariot pulled by glowing swans. Sounds like a fever dream, right? But here's the thing. This legend isn't just Greek. From Norse sagas to ancient Indian texts, whispers of a northern paradise echo across cultures like a secret humanity can't forget. But wait, it gets crazier. What if Hyperborea was real? A prehistoric civilization thriving in the Arctic when it was warm and green? Or a spiritual realm only the enlightened could reach? We're talking ancient spirals carved into stone, myths of a polar mountain at the world's core, and clues that could point to a lost golden age. In the next couple of minutes, we'll uncover mind-bending connections, giants, gods, cosmic symbols, and even whispers of extraterrestrial origins. That'll make you question everything. You're about to see why Hyperborea isn't just a story. It's a mystery that could change how you see the world. Stick around, because we're only scratching the surface. The search for Hyperborea. So, where is this mythical land? The Greeks pointed north, beyond the lands of the Scythians, to a place where the north wind, Boreas, couldn't reach. Some scholars think Hyperborea might have been inspired by real locations like the Ural Mountains, Scandinavia, or even the Arctic itself. Ancient maps like those of Ptolemy place it vaguely in the far north, but no one's ever found a city or ruin stamped with, "Welcome to Hyperborea." The search feels like chasing a ghost, but that's what makes it so addictive. Here's where it gets wild. Some researchers suggest Hyperborea could be tied to a real, prehistoric civilization, one that thrived during a warmer climatic period when the Arctic wasn't the frozen wasteland we know today. Around 12,000 years ago, during the end of the last ice age, parts of the far north were temperate, even lush. Pollen records and sediment cores reveal forests and grasslands where today there's only ice. Could a forgotten people have built a society there, only to vanish as the climate shifted? The idea sounds like something out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but the science checks out. Geological evidence shows the Arctic was once a very different place. Then there's the mind-bending theory that Hyperborea wasn't a physical place at all, but a state of consciousness, a spiritual ideal. The Greeks described the Hyperboreans as living in perfect harmony with nature and the divine. Some esoteric traditions, like those of the ancient mystery schools, claim Hyperborea was a metaphysical realm, a kind of earthly Eden, accessible only to those who'd unlocked the secrets of the soul. This idea echoes myths like Shambhala in Tibetan Buddhism or the Norse Asgard, both described as hidden realms of perfection. Is Hyperborea a place we can visit, or a state we must become? The mysteries and symbols. Let's dive into the strange stuff. Hyperborea is drenched in symbols that keep showing up across ancient cultures, like pieces of a cosmic puzzle. Take the spiral, a motif tied to Hyperborean myths. Ancient rock carvings in Scandinavia and Siberia show spirals that some say represent the eternal sun of the far north, a sun that never sets during the Arctic summer. These same spirals appear in Celtic stone circles, Vedic temple art, and even Native American petroglyphs thousands of miles away. Are we looking at random art or evidence of a shared memory from a lost world? Then there's the swastika, not the corrupted version of modern history, but the ancient symbol of eternity and the sun. In Hyperborean lore, it's linked to a polar mountain, a sacred peak at the world's axis where heaven and earth collide. Some myths describe a great tree or pillar at Hyperborea's heart, a concept that mirrors the world tree of Norse mythology or the axis mundi in shamanic traditions. These symbols aren't just pretty designs. They're clues to a universal story, one that seems to whisper of a time when humanity knew something we've since forgotten. And let's talk about the giants. Greek texts paint the Hyperboreans as towering, almost godlike in stature. Were they describing a real people? Perhaps a taller than average tribe, like those whose oversized skeletons have been found in ancient European burials? Or is this a metaphor for their wisdom, their power, their closeness to the divine? The idea of giants isn't unique to Hyperborea. The Bible speaks of the Nephilim, the Norse sagas tell of the Jotun, and countless other cultures have stories of colossal beings. It's as if every corner of the world is reaching for the same ancient truth, buried deep in our collective psyche. Hyperborea in modern times. Fast forward to today, and Hyperborea still has us in its grip. In the 19th century, explorers like Fridtjof Nansen braved the Arctic's icy perils, partly driven by tales of a lost northern paradise. Occultists like Helena Blavatsky, founder of Theosophy, claimed Hyperborea was the cradle of human civilization, a place where our ancestors mastered secrets we've long since lost. Even pop culture can't shake the obsession. Hyperborea shows up in everything from Conan the Barbarian's sword-swinging epics to the thunderous riffs of heavy metal albums, painted as a realm of raw, untamed mystery. But here's the dark side. Some fringe groups have twisted Hyperborea into a symbol for their own agendas, projecting modern ideologies onto an ancient myth. This has clouded the waters, making it harder to sift truth from fiction. Yet the core of the story, the dream of a lost utopia, still pulls at our heartstrings. It speaks to our longing for a world where harmony reigned, where humanity lived in balance with the cosmos. In a way, Hyperborea is a mirror reflecting our deepest hopes and fears. The scientific quest for Hyperborea. Let's anchor this in reality. Could Hyperborea have a scientific foundation? Archaeologists have uncovered clues in the far north that raise tantalizing possibilities. The Yamnaya people who swept across Europe 5,000 years ago left behind burial mounds filled with intricate artifacts, suggesting a sophisticated society that could have inspired tales of a northern paradise. The Thule culture, an ancient Arctic people, shares a name with the Greek Thule, often linked to Hyperborea. Add to that the Zhukov Island site in Siberia, where 9,000-year-old tools and dwellings show a thriving community in a harsh environment. Astronomy offers another clue. The Greeks described Hyperborea as a land of eternal sunlight, which sounds like the Arctic summer, where the sun circles the sky for months without setting. Could ancient sailors have ventured north, returning with stories of a sunlit world? The aurora borealis, a dazzling display of light, could easily have been seen as divine magic. Then there's the Younger Dryas, a sudden climate shift 12,900 years ago that plunged the world into a mini ice age. Ice core data and fossil records show dramatic changes in the Arctic, hinting that a civilization could have been lost to this catastrophe. Sites like the Göseck Circle in Germany, a 7,000-year-old solar observatory, and Scandinavia's Ailes Steinar stone ship, aligned with celestial events, suggest ancient peoples had a deep cosmic connection, perhaps a Hyperborean legacy. The esoteric connections. Now let's venture into the shadows. Hyperborea has long been a magnet for esoteric thinkers. Mystics like Rudolf Steiner and Edgar Cayce spoke of it as a spiritual homeland where humanity's earliest ancestors wielded advanced knowledge, astronomy, mathematics, maybe even lost technologies. Some tie Hyperborea to Atlantis, suggesting both were part of a network of ancient civilizations wiped out in a global cataclysm. The wildest theory? Extraterrestrial origins. Ancient astronaut theorists point to precise astronomical alignments in northern megalithic sites and ask, how did ancient people know so much about the stars? Myths of gods descending from the heavens, of a polar mountain linking Earth to the cosmos. Could these be memories of contact with beings from beyond? Then there's the inner Earth lore. Some esoteric traditions claim Hyperborea lies hidden within the planet, accessible through secret polar entrances. Admiral Richard Byrd's alleged 1947 North Pole expedition, where he reportedly encountered an advanced civilization, fuels these ideas. Though historians dismiss Byrd's story, it's the kind of tale that makes you wonder, what if there's truth buried in the legend? Hyperborea and the human psyche. Why does Hyperborea keep pulling us back? It's not just a story, it's a mirror of our deepest desires. Every culture has a tale of a golden age. Eden, Shangri-La, the land of the lotus eaters. Hyperborea is the Greek version, a symbol of transcendence where death doesn't exist, where the sun never sets. The Hyperboreans, with their godlike stature and wisdom, embody the potential we see in ourselves, a rebellion against the limits of our mortal world. Psychologically, Hyperborea is our yearning for a time when humanity was whole, when we lived in harmony with the cosmos. But there's a shadow side. This longing can lead to escapism, to chasing a past that may never have existed. Some have twisted Hyperborea into harmful ideologies, using it to fuel fantasies of superiority. We must tread carefully. Hyperborea's power lies in its universality, a call to rediscover what unites us as human beings, not what divides us.